The meltdowns are continuing as scheduled, and we've got the Ghost of Tsushima voice actor with a massive TDS-induced meltdown. This is very, very funny. Let's get into this news in just a moment. My name is John Delarose, and I am with Fandom Pulse. This is our news website. If you are looking for video game news, entertainment news, this is where to go for your future, guys. We are working together. I have the former editor-in-chief of Bounding Into Comics and That Park Place joining us full-time as of today. You can see we've got new articles about Doctor Who. We've got new articles about One Piece, Dragon Age, Ghost of Tsushima. Go to the description below, sign up for this, guys, and we're on Substack here because it's a free speech platform. We've been censored by Google multiple times, and I would love for you to join us and get a paid subscriber membership because we're doing the journalism here that everybody's going to be using for YouTube articles. This is the spot. This is the source for it all, guys, from here going forward. Sign up today. Thank you for being there and joining us. So we have a great article today from Tebow from Minimal Effort Gaming, which is a great channel if you guys don't follow him, another wonderful video game expert. And he has found a crazy story today. Now, we covered Ghost of Yotei pretty extensively over here and actually got a little bit of flack because I'm like, you know what? This is going to be a woke game. You could see that they've replaced all the developers with a team of women who are trying to push that agenda of feminism on a game, again, that used to have a male protagonist. And, of course, now the sequel is going to have something different. We learned that during the course of this development that Sucker Punch studio there actually change courses. They were originally going to make a Ghost of Tsushima sequel, and they decided to go this direction to push the whole, future is female agenda on everybody once again. And then we found that the voice actor who's been hired for Ghost of Yotei is just this absolute crazy Antifa lunatic who's out there pushing for the radical gender ideology stuff all over the map. And it's a disaster. This is going to be a disaster of a game, and it's going to be a disaster for the studio, who had a hit on their hands just because people were happy to be taking a look at a samurai game, which was not woke. That is what Ghost of Tsushima was. And they didn't, it gained a lot of prominence, again, because of Assassin's Creed Shadows and what they're doing. And then they just go the exact same direction. Now, oddly, a lot of people, pushed back on that. They were like, hey, it's not that. Well, just because it's a female, it's not woke. It's like, come on, open your eyes, guys. This is happening across major studios in the video game industry. We're reporting on it constantly. It's a pattern. It's not just one-off. This is happening in everything. And so this is what the direction they wanted to go with, of course, and to try to change things. And the announcement of a sequel happened, of course, and they're moving the franchise 300 years forward to gender swap the playable character. And this is where we're at right now. So within a matter of days, the games media industry began attacking critics. And here's our lady. We saw this: abolish the police, we've seen that before. And this is exactly what they do. Every single time, they always say that the gamers are the problem. The gamers are the bigots. It's all you because you don't want to play their agenda game. It makes you the person who has to be culpable for it rather than themselves for actually creating an agenda game. It's very, very weird on this level. So now there is new footage which has been unearthed, which is going to make you cringe even more. Daisuke Tsuji, the voice actor for Jin Sakai, the original game, actually had an absolute meltdown over the U.S. election on his Twitch channel on Sunday. And so this is where it is. He was doing his breathing exercise with his viewers, breathing in for 7 straight seconds and then screaming for 10 more, literally screaming. This is on the Substack if you want to watch the video, guys. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. I can't even believe it. This is how crazy these people are. I could never even imagine this over an election, just sitting there and screaming. It's like, why? Go touch some grass, my friends. My gosh, these people are out of their minds. So, this entire studio is woke, and it is very, very strange. But following this, it took a darker turn. Daisuke, who has a prolific voice acting career, began to talk about how he'd been recently playing in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, another woke game, to help him take his mind off the election. Then he went on to compare Spider-Man villain Venom and his world-consuming black goop to Donald Trump being elected for a second term. Absolutely wild. So he said, in order to heal the world, we must destroy the black goop. Now, this guy maybe should be checked out by Secret Service at this point, because that's very, very scary. And we had a duly, democratic election, my friend. And, doing that kind of thing and trying to initiate violence because you don't like the outcome of election is anti-democracy. Absolutely crazy. I disavow in the strongest terms, of course. And very, very crazy. He, of course, clarifies he wasn't calling for violence, but that's very violent. It's really weird. This is how SJWs do things. They're so out of their minds. They're so emotionally driven. They can't be logically consistent about it. They do call for violence, and then they say it's not calling for violence in the next breath. It's like, wait a minute, didn't you just do that? Okay. Now, this is very weird, as, of course, there's already been attempts on his life, and not a good thing. And so he goes even crazier in this video. He says he doesn't want to blame anyone for Trump being reelected. Oh, please blame gamers. Please blame gamers. And that he ultimately believed President Biden and the Democrats had 4 years to make necessary changes. They didn't capitalize on it. Oh, my gosh. Well, I'm glad my stock markets are back up because they had been capitalizing on something. These changes, according to him, would be imposing 4 to 6 year term limits on Supreme Court justices and replacing the Electoral College entirely. Despite Trump winning the popular vote, he claimed clearly the Electoral College is not working. This is a really weird narrative that they're having right now. And it's I don't understand it either because he did win the popular vote. And even went on to state that one of the roles of the Electoral College was to remove unfit candidates, which he believed President Trump qualifies as. Absolutely crazy. And you love this. So not to get political, but they just lie about everything. They lie about not wanting violence. They lie about not being political. They lie about, the games and they always say when they make these changes to games to where, they're replacing it with a female or a black guy or whatever, that it's, why are you so outraged about it? It's not that big of a deal. Well, if it wasn't that big of a deal, why are you doing it? It's pretty obvious every single time. It would get even stranger, his claim that the election was decided by a group of billionaires who had made up their mind that Trump would be the next president. Very weird. This claim runs counter to the reality that Vice President Kamala Harris massively outraised President Trump in terms of campaign donations. She had $1 billion, my friends. I don't even know how she spent that, and she still is in debt after having $1 billion. That's how crazy these people are. They're so incompetent. Daisuke that would then go on to attack Trump in a docuseries that showed behind-the-scenes look at him dictating to a beautiful blonde woman who was posting to his Truth Social account, claiming she had only got the job because she looked a specific way. Well, that's pretty sexist, Mr. Daisuke. Can you believe that he would criticize a woman for looking a certain way and having a job? I can't believe this is even happening in 2024, my friends. Oh my gosh. These people project on every single level. You see it. I mean, it's like they lie. Right, immediately. They double down even harder, and then they project all their little weird insecurities and everything. Every time they call you racist and sexist and homophobic and all this crap, know that this is their internal feelings that they're always projecting upon you, because they know that without these sort of things that they're obsessed about, like a religion in race and gender and all that, they would have nothing. They just are sitting there. This guy's in his like weird little apartment here, not happy, even though he's got a job as a voice actor for like a giant video game. Very, very bizarre. So this is it. It's just more example of the rotten state of both AAA games in the industry and the voice acting as a whole. All these voice actors are absolutely crazy. I mean, I don't know if you've gone down that rabbit hole, but if you have, they're wild. Many of the people who developed and acted in games and franchises we grew up on and remember fondly hate us for what we believe. There's one more reason that the games industry needs to have these activists rooted out before the entire thing caves in on itself. Now, we are making waves, guys. As gamers, we're scaring them more than just the election. In 2024, their woke games have failed so badly. We've seen Dragon Age fail. We've seen Ubisoft fail. We've seen Conquered and Dustborn, of course, are the biggest examples of what's going down. And we've seen games that are actually fun actually be propped up and succeed, like Black Myth Wukong and Stellar Blade. Now, as this goes along, all you have to do is just not buy these people's games, don't support these people's work, buy the games that are good from independent studios, and we'll, of course, be covering the independent studios as much as we can as well, and we will succeed. Now, we are forming new journalistic outfits to, of course, counter all the propaganda that's going on in the game industry from IGN and Kotaku and the like, and you can see, oh gosh, we just had another article pop up from as I was recording this. Beautiful stuff. We're going to be doing this here. Make sure to bookmark fandompulse.com, guys. Make sure to sign up on the Substack so you don't miss anything. And please support our journalism. We're not doing ads. We're doing just paid subscriptions from gamers like you because we want to build something going forward, which is going to not have the problem of Google or any of these other companies censoring us. That way we can tell the truth to you in gaming journalism. All right, leave a comment. Thanks, my friends, for being here. We'll be back soon.